What's up guys, my name is Ace, and one of the big topics that always comes up as soon as we start seeing our first bits of gameplay for a new Call of Duty game is time to kill. And you often see people just throwing around what they think the time to kill feels like based on watching the gameplay. And because of that, you often see quite a wide variance of what people are saying, and sometimes that just doesn't align with reality. So as always, I decided to do the calculations for myself so we have the actual values to be using here to properly judge what the actual time to kill is going to be like, at least to the best of our ability with the limited gameplay that we've seen so far, which has all been in an alpha version of the game, so everything here is technically subject to change, and also we're dealing with a very limited set of weapons, and I'm not hands-on testing this in a controlled environment like I would be if we had the game in our hands. So there is some margin for error with some of this, but I was also very careful with my data collection, and I am quite confident these are accurate enough values at least to give you a good indication of what the time to kill is likely going to be like relative to older Call of Duty games. And I've already kept you guys waiting enough with that intro, but I feel like those disclosures are needed, so let's dive into the values that I was able to calculate here. So I went through assault rifles, SMGs, and LMGs, and again, as I said, it's a fairly limited list of weapons, but I was able to hand test rate of fire values for all of these. And you'll notice I've also calculated torso damage. This is to the best of my ability. Keep in mind, we do have body multipliers back in this game, unlike the past two games, the Black Ops games. So you will be dealing a different amount of damage to the leg as you would to the upper torso, for instance. But without a controlled environment, I can't be 100% sure exactly how big the body multiplier zone is. Does it cover the entire torso or just the upper torso? What happens with the arms? I can't tell you that at this point. And it very well may vary on a gun-to-gun basis as well. I just know that you are capable of dealing different damage values depending on the part of body that you're hitting. And all of these damage values were collected in closer ranges, so I was trying to get our maximum damage range values to the best of my ability here. So to the best of my knowledge, these are the damage values if you're hitting the higher body multiplier zone. Although every instance where I was finding the lower body multiplier zone as well, it was still going to take the same number of shots to kill, at least within the maximum damage range. But with this, for all of the assault rifles I was able to find solid gameplay on and collect data on, they're all 4-shot kill and roughly like 650 to 734 rounds per minute. So all within a pretty tight range of rate of fire and time to kill. Whereas for the SMGs, 2 of them are 5-shot kill up close. The other one is a 4-shot kill up close. And then we've got 2 LMGs here. One is a 3-shot kill LMG, the other is a 4-shot kill LMG. And you can see the close range time to kill values there as well. But I'm sure for many, these values on their own won't really mean a whole lot. So let's get into what I'm sure many of you guys are here for, and that is a time to kill comparison based on the history of Call of Duty games. And starting it off with assault rifles, as we can see here, we're actually just very slightly faster than Black Ops 7. Like, it's in the same range as Black Ops 7. And I was surprised to see this because after just watching gameplay and going based on feel while watching gameplay, the time to kill in general was definitely looking a lot faster and more along the lines of what we saw in Modern Warfare 2 as well as Modern Warfare 2019. But this data, at least for assault rifles, doesn't appear to support that. Now, perhaps this is skewed compared to what we're actually going to be seeing at launch because, as I said, we're only seeing apparently 4-shot kill assault rifles in this build of the game, or at least out of the ones that I've seen so far and done testing on so far. And oftentimes it's those 3-shot kill assault rifles that really bring that time to kill value down. So maybe they just weren't including the really fast killing 3-shot kill assault rifles here. But as I said, at least based on the data I've calculated, this is more similar to Black Ops 7 than anything else for assault rifles. Next, taking a look at SMG time to kill. Once again, we're a little bit faster than Black Ops 7 and Black Ops 6 and Modern Warfare 3, but we're not all the way at the level that we're as fast as Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 2019 here. And again, that was surprising to me. The gameplay we've been seeing makes the time to kill look much faster, but the numbers don't lie here. And again, I am quite confident that I was getting solid values. I wasn't just picking damage values from like a single gunfight that I saw. I was making sure I was collecting multiple samples for each gun to make sure that I was getting those damage values right. And so, yeah, what we're seeing here is a bit of a slower time to kill compared to Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. And then finally, for LMGs, remembering there are only 2 LMGs in this sample here, we once again see a fairly similar trend. It's a bit faster than Black Ops 7, but not at the point of like Modern Warfare 2's LMG time to kill. So there you have it. Based on what we've seen so far and what I've been able to calculate, well, yes, the time to kill does appear to be a little bit faster than the most recent Call of Duty games, Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. It's not by a large margin, and I was very surprised to see that it's more similar to those games than it is to Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. And just a quick note, since I get so many comments on this, why am I not comparing this to Modern Warfare 3? Modern Warfare 3 is a Sledgehammer game. Modern Warfare 4 is built off of Modern Warfare 2. So Infinity Ward started building Modern Warfare 4 based on their most recent game, not based on what Sledgehammer had cooked up for the next year. And so it doesn't really make sense to be judging Modern Warfare 4 and Infinity Ward based on what Sledgehammer did with Modern Warfare 3, because that kind of branched off into its own version of Modern Warfare that this game wasn't built on. But getting back to those time to kill values, as I said, it is quite surprising. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people surprised in the comments here as well watching this video. I think part of the reason that the time to kill does look so fast is they are playing in a LAN environment, or at least a very low latency online environment. A lot of times they do have like a private network system set up for this, so they're not all technically plugged into LAN, but they do have extremely low latency and no massive amounts of variance or anything with their connections, compared to what you would see out in the wild, where you'll often have people from all over the continent, or in some cases all over the world, all in the same lobby together. So that may be coming into play there. Also, headshots. I did want to make a mention of headshot damage multipliers. Keeping in mind, I wasn't able to calculate perfect headshot damage values for every one of these guns, just because I wasn't seeing consistent headshots with these guns within what I believe is their maximum damage range. But for the few that I did see, I was seeing ranges between about 1.1 to 1.3 for the headshot multipliers, depending on the gun. Although in one case, I did see a headshot multiplier at 2.1 on the Axion, which was insane, but then I looked and apparently it was using the heavy barrel, so it does look like the heavy barrel will be increasing headshot damage multipliers by quite a bit this time around, although that is based on one single data point. And then another big limitation here, and a big thing to consider, is these are all close range damage values, and we have no idea what the time to kill is going to look like at longer ranges relative to other Call of Duty games. Like, we might be seeing more of a drop-off or less of a drop-off in damage, or an increase to number of shots to kill, and that can have a big impact on how time to kill feels as well. So there's still a lot of questions up in the air. As I said, this is just kind of our first little look at time to kill using actual data from real gameplay. I was personally quite surprised by these results, but by just watching the gameplay, I thought the time to kill looked pretty good, especially with the level of movement in the game. It didn't look literally instant, but it did look quite fast. However, we've also got what appears to be fairly fast movement, and we don't have the same sort of penalties that were present back in Modern Warfare 2. So like, we do have the ability to slide cancel, for instance. You don't have as much of a slowdown when landing from a jump, it looks like. It seemed the strafe speeds were also decently fast relative to Modern Warfare 2, and the mantle speeds and mantle recovery times were also much faster. So with all of that combined, based on what I've been watching with the gameplay so far, I do think they have found a nice balance between the level of movement and the time to kill in the game. And I wouldn't say I'm concerned at all about the level of time to kill that I'm seeing here. It seems like it's appropriately balanced. I was just surprised by the actual numbers, because if you would have asked me before doing all of this testing, I would have guessed that this was closer to Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 compared to Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. And that just doesn't appear to be the case here. Now, of course, those are just my thoughts, and I'm very curious to hear what your reaction is to this. Like, first off, were you as surprised as I was to see that the time to kill values are noticeably slower than Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2? And second, how are you feeling about this level of time to kill based on what we've been seeing so far? Do you guys think this time to kill is in a good place, or is it maybe too fast, too slow? Just let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.